Alright, hello, how's everyone doing today? Today we're playing some more Cartographers. So this is going to be Map Pack 5. And we're going to be playing the base game here. So I'm still sort of getting set up. And yeah, I'm going to pull some scoring cards. I'll go over how to play. And I'll show the map pack. Alright, so Cartographers is a roll and write game. So you're going to flip a card. There's 4 seasons. You're going to flip a card. And when these explore cards hit the timer, that's the end of the season. And in the first season, we're going to score A and B. And then we'll score B and C in the fall. And then... okay, sorry. A and B in the spring, B and C in the summer, C and D in the fall, and then D and A in the winter. So basically you're just scoring each edict twice, and these scoring cards are going to be different every time you play. And I have them shuffled up. I'll just drew 4 and then we'll put these out. So we have Mage's Valley on A, got Shield Gate on B, the Broken Road on C, and Tree Tower on D. So these scoring cards are from the base game. And then I wonder, we are going to play with the Ambush Mini 2 expansion, so that's just going to add different monsters. And I'll explain the monsters when we get to it. And then I'm going to add this Stone Spine Mountain scoring or explore card. So this is going to allow you to draw a mountain space. So on your paper, so this is the expansion, Kethra's Step, the name of the expansion, and this is what the map looks like. So you can see we have these 3 mountain spaces and then 2 other mountain spaces that are a little different. So I'll read this real quick. So we're going to use side K1, and then we have beacon lighting here. So beacons count as mountain spaces. So like mountains, each beacon has 4 adjacent spaces. So left, right, above, and below. And once you fill those spaces, the beacons are lit. And I believe this is one of the expansions where we have to swap the scoring cards. So we're going to change out, or no, we don't swap the scoring cards, we add the scoring cards. So it says, during scoring at the end of each season, players score their lighted beacons based on the beacon card. Record the reputation stars earned or lost from the Gold Belly Mountain beacon and the Red Tooth Peak beacon. So that's these 2 beacons. And I have these scoring cards somewhere. Aha. Alright, so these are the 3 scoring cards. So we have Summit's Splendor, Ever-Burning Flame, and Beacon's Radiance. So this is like a 5th scoring card, which is nice, as opposed to just having 4. So it says, during scoring at the end of each season, players score their lighted beacons based on the beacon card. So Summit's Splendor, we're going to lose 6 reputation stars for each lighted beacon. And then we'll earn 2 stars for each cluster of filled spaces with a range of lighted beacons. Or within range of the lighted beacons. So that would be this dotted line for both beacons. And then we have Ever-Burning Flame. So we're going to earn 8 reputation stars for each lighted beacon. And lose 1 reputation star for each space in the same row or column as a lighted beacon. That one seems tough. Earn 12 reputation stars for each lighted beacon. Lose 2 reputation stars for each empty space within range of a lighted beacon. we're gonna go with Summit's Splendor. So this is gonna be a 5th scoring card. Now, where am I gonna put this? I kind of like the idea of having it here. And put the season cards so we can still see them right there. And then flip 3 skill cards. So we're gonna have these skill cards throughout the game. We'll have access to these. So the skill cards, the cost is in the upper right corner, and then we have what they do right here. So this is haggle. So during the draw phase, when an explore card with 2 options is revealed, draw both options. Then we have sleight of hand. So during the draw phase, draw 3x1 shape instead of one of the available shapes. And then we have move silently. So during the draw phase, this one's free, and it says during the draw phase, if the chosen, or draw the chosen shape so that it overhangs the edge of the map, do not draw any portions that overhang it. Alright, and again, we're going to play with the Stone Spine Mountains card from the Architects expansion. So I'll shuffle this into the Explore deck. And then we need to add 1 monster, so pull monster from here and shuffle this up. And then we can get started with the first season. So in the first season, we score A and B, so Mage's Valley and Shield Gate. And I'll zoom in on that so we can read that. It says, Mage's Valley, you're going to earn 2 reputation stars for each water space adjacent to a mountain space. So they're showing the water here and here next to this mountain is given 2 points per water space. And then farm spaces next to the mountain are giving 1 point per farm space. And then we have Shield Gate on B. So this is earn 2 reputation stars for each village space in the 2nd largest cluster of village spaces. So I've had that one before. So you need 2 separate clusters of village spaces. And I can tell right now my camera is not cooperating. So yeah. There we go. Okay, so Shield Gate, we're going to get 2 reputation stars for each village space in the 2nd largest cluster of village spaces. So you need 2 separate clusters and then your 2nd largest one. So you'll get 2 points per space. Then we have the Broken Road. So this is earn 3 reputation stars for each complete diagonal line of filled spaces that touches the left and bottom edges of the map. So we're talking about down here. So as you go across, if this is all filled in, each diagonal line will give you 3 points. And then the final scoring card is the Summit Splendor from the expansion. So we're going to lose 6 reputation stars for lighting a beacon, but we'll get 2 reputation stars for each cluster of filled spaces within range of a lit beacon. So okay. So I think with all that said and done, I think we're ready to start here. So we'll flip that first Explore card. And if anyone has any questions while I'm playing, just let me know. So we're going to flip this first Explore card and see what we get. Now, oh, I didn't shuffle this, did I? Maybe I did. I thought I did. Who knows? Alright, I'll shuffle it again. Okay, now we'll flip a card. So this is the first Explore card. Now, on the explore cards, there's a time in the upper left corner, so that shows all those are going to add up. So as we flip explore cards, when we get to 8 time, that's going to be the end of spring. And then summer is also 8 long, fall will be 7, and winter will be 6. Okay. So this first explore card, you can only draw water, and we can draw it in this smaller shape here, and we'll get a coin. Now you score coins each season, so there's a spot down here for scoring for spring, summer, fall, and winter. And then they added spots for the beacons, and we'll score A, B, and then coins, and then the monsters, and then both the lit beacons, if they're lit. So I think I'm gonna start by drawing, obviously, water. We have to draw water. Now I'm gonna draw this smaller shape to try to get a coin, and I want to cover at least one side of this beacon so we can start working on lighting these beacons. So I'm gonna go ahead and just draw that smaller water shape there. Now you can spin the shape however you want. So we've turned it sideways and put it right under that first beacon there. Now since we chose that smaller shape, we're gonna get a coin. And then go back to the mat here. So we are at 1 of the 8 time in spring. So we're gonna flip another explore card. And the next explore card is Homestead. So Homestead has an option to draw houses or village spaces or farms. And there's 2 time on this card, so we're at 3 total. Where do I want to put this? We want to get at least 2 clusters of village spaces for this shield gate scoring card, because you're going to score 2 points per cluster in your second largest cluster. I know that's probably confusing, but so I sort of think maybe like this. So what I just did there was chose to draw houses, and then I spun that shape, getting another side of this mountain or flame covered. What are these called? Beacons. So now we have 2 sides of the beacon covered, and when we light a beacon, we're gonna lose 6 points from Summit Splendor for each lit beacon, but then we will get 2 points in return for each cluster in range of the beacon. So this dotted line here. So if we light this beacon, we will get -6, and then 2, 4, and so on with the clusters. So that's the second explore card. All right, we got 3 out of 8 times so far. So we'll flip another explore card, and we have Forgotten Forest. So with Forgotten Forest, we can only draw trees, but there's 2 shapes available. Now, this smaller shape is pretty important here because it gives us 2 clusters, so 2 separate clusters of forest spaces. So we can put our shape like this. Now that beacon is lit, so we'll light the beacon. Yeah, I'll use an orange for this just to show that it's lit. Now that the beacon is lit, at the end of each season, we will lose 6 points and then gain 2, 4, 6, 8 so far. So you can kind of see Summit Splendor. You lose points for lighting the beacon, but as long as you have 3 clusters in each within range of this dotted line, you're going to get those 6 points back, and then any extra points for having more clusters. And then we drew a small shape there so we get that coin. Alright, and then we have 4 out of 8 times. So we'll flip another Explore card. And we get Riftlands. So Riftlands is no time, and you can draw one of any of the available terrains here. So, right away I'm just thinking maybe we can get another cluster in here. And yeah, I'm sort of looking at this Broken Road scoring card. So, excuse me. For Broken Road, you kind of want to work in a diagonal on the board like this. So you don't want to work this way, but we have a beacon lit right now, so this might be our best scoring. Let me remove something here from OBS. Okay. So now we can draw any of these terrain types. Now, I'm gonna go a little crazy here and just draw a monster shape right here, because that will be its own cluster. So that's another 2 points. Okay. So that card added in no time. We're halfway through spring still. We'll flip. And we get Treetop Village. So I already know what I'm doing with this. This is 2 time. This puts us at 2, 4, 6 time of 8. And we're gonna draw village spaces so that we have 2 clusters. I want to leave all these open for small clusters. Where do I want to put this? So when we score Broken Road is next season. So I'm sort of thinking I could put this like this and then hope to get a 1 space, or I could use maybe Move Silently or Sleight of Hand. That seems good. Right now I'm just going to draw the full shape. And we're going to draw it like that, so you can kind of see it would be like this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're going with Village here for Shield Gate on B. So I'll pull down Shield Gate to show again what this means. So you're going to get 2 points for each space in your second largest cluster of village spaces. So right now we have 2 clusters of village spaces. So one that's 5 large and one that's 4 large. So we're looking at 8 points right there for Shield Gate. And we're at 6 time. And then we get our first monster card. So these monster cards are just like an attack on your map. And they're trying to ruin your drawing. So you're going to get minus points for each empty space adjacent to a monster. So I'm going to go over real quick how this works on solo. We'll start in this bottom left corner of our map and work clockwise until you can legally draw that shape without spinning it or flipping it or doing anything with it. So we're starting here. The shape can't be drawn right there, so we'll work our way up on that outer edge and we can fill that in right here. So we've got our first monster. This one we drew on our own with the Rift Lands card. So we are still 2, 4, 6 time. So we're gonna flip another explore card, and this will put us at 8. Now, fishing village. So we have the option to draw village spaces or water spaces. Now, where do I want to put this? Ideally, I would like to add it to this so we can get 10 for shield gate. It gets a little close there to this other cluster, and we don't want to join those clusters. So I think honestly the best option for this right now is just going to be now we can't afford the haggle skill card. That's 3. That costs 3 coins. But we have sleight of hand. So for 1 coin, we could draw this shape instead of this shape. Now it's just 1 square smaller, so I don't know if that's really worth it right now. The other option with the skill cards is move silently, so we could draw this shape so it overhangs the edge of the map. And I don't really see how that could help. So we're going to skip out on the skill cards, I think. Yeah, so I'm going to put village spaces right like this. And now I'll show you shield gate again. So this shield gate saying you get 2 for each village space in the second largest cluster. Now we know this is our largest with 8 spaces, and this has 5, so we just bumped it up to 10 points. And I wanted to keep this out of the beacon. So that's going to be the end of the summer or spring season. So spring, you can see it's 8 time long. So then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's the end of the season. We'll take out any monsters. We'll add a new monster. And we'll shuffle the deck. Alright, the deck shuffled. I'm going to flip this season over to summer. So summer is also 8 time, but you score the B and C skill cards. So B and C is shield gate again. And then we have the broken road. So the broken road's going to score 3 points for each diagonal line on your paper. So let me bring this down real quick and I'll show kind of what I mean. So what they're saying here is that they have a filled space in the bottom left corner of the map, like here. Now we don't have that space filled in. How's it going? Fahad, what's up? AP, mind me, I was busy. You're all good, brother. Just playing the same same game here from earlier in the week. This is Cartographers. This one is a lot easier to play than Wingspan, so not nearly as much going on. You're just drawing shapes, trying to get points, things like that. So with this scoring card for C, it's just showing that you get 3 points for each diagonal line you can draw through filled spaces from the left edge of the map. So if you could fill in your board so that this entire portion from here down this way is filled, you would get 33 points because there's 11 columns and rows. So this is the end of the first season, and we have to score A and B still, so I'm going to kind of show how that works, and I'll pull the scoring cards down. So next season we'll score B and C, and right now we're scoring A and B. So on the paper here, where we've drawn some shapes already, and this is an expansion with some beacon cards, so I'll show what that means in a second. But we're scoring Mage's Valley. Now this might be hard to read, but from the example here, it's showing that each water space adjacent to a mountain space will get you 2 points. So see how they have 2 water next to a mountain? That's 4 points. And then each farm space adjacent to a mountain space is 1. So this total would be 2, 4, 6 points for this. So we can look at our own paper here where we've been drawing, and we have 1 water space next to a mountain space. So this is 2 points. So that's A, we'll put 2 points. We have no farm spaces. So then we'll look at the B scoring card, which is Shield Gate. Now this one's a little more confusing, but it's 2 points for each village space. So village spaces are the red houses. And it says earn 2 points for each village space in the second largest cluster of village spaces. Now, a cluster is just conjoined houses. So you can see that these were 2 separate shapes drawn, forming one big cluster of village spaces. And here we have 1 shape that makes another cluster of village spaces because they are not connected. So we're going to look at our largest cluster. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 spaces. And then we're going to get points for our second largest. So this one's our second largest here. And it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you get 2 points per house. So we get 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 points for B. Penelope Gaming is rating with a party of 52. Wow, that's crazy. I appreciate that so much. I don't speak French though. Oh wow, hello everyone. Yeah, so we're playing Cartographers here. Yeah, welcome to the stream. Bonjour. Yeah. Thank you, Penelope. You guys did great. I was watching your stream, although I don't speak French, so it is hard to follow along. Yes, so thank you. We're playing some Cartographers here, so if anyone knows this game, it's a roll and write game. So you're gonna flip explore cards and draw stuff. We have some scoring cards up here, some skill cards. Yeah. Wow, this is crazy. I've never seen this many people in the chat. I actually can't even read it that many. So, welcome everyone. One of my favorite roll and writes ever. Yep. Yeah, I do like this game. This is great. I play this a lot. And thank you, Penelope, again for the raid. I appreciate it. But yeah, we're gonna continue on playing here. So I'm scoring the B scoring card right now on my paper. So this is the B scoring card. So we have Shield Gate, and Shield Gate's gonna get you 2 points for your second largest cluster. So we have 10, and then we also have 2 coins. So we'll get 2 coins there. and then it's going to be -1 for each empty space adjacent to a monster. Do you play with an extension or the core game? So we're playing right now with the core game plus an expansion. So this is the expansion, Kethra's Step. So the expansions are small, but the expansions look like this, and then they come with a map pack. So yeah, they'll come with like a new sheets and some different ways to score and things like that. So yeah, this is an expansion. This is map pack number 5, so I have all the map packs and I like to play all of them. But today we are playing map pack 5, and this has beacons, which gives you like another thing to score, so you can score extra points here. So we have Summit's Splendor. This is part of the expansion, and it's lose 6 reputation stars for each lighted beacon, and earn 2 reputation stars for each cluster of filled spaces within range of a lighted beacon. So you can see on the board here, there's a range for the beacons. So this dotted line is going to be the range. So for each cluster, you're going to gain 2 points. So we have a lit beacon right here. So we're going to lose 6 points and then gain 2 points per cluster. Now these are 2 separate forest clusters, so it goes 2, 4, 6. So we're up to 0, and then we score 4 points for that beacon. And then for the monsters, I said we have -1, 2, 3, 4, right? Now this beacon is not lit, so the yellow is this little scoring spot here, so we just put 0. And then we'll total that up. So we have a total of 12, 13, 14, and then these two cancel each other out. So we get 14 for the first season. Now that was the first season, and we're gonna put these scoring cards back. And we are on to the summer season. So we score B and C this time. So these 2 scoring cards. Thanks just for helping. I found your background music too high. We can't hear you well. Okay, thank you. I can turn that down easy. Hopefully, is that better? Hopefully that's better. I could also turn my mic up. Great, it's better. Okay, thank you. Easy enough. All right. So we're going to score B and C this time, and we'll start flipping explore cards. So if anyone has any questions, just let me know as we're going. We also have these skill cards up here we can use throughout the game. Now the cost is in the upper right corner, and then the cards do something different each time. So we have Move Silently, Sleight of Hand, and Haggle. So I'm going to flip the first explore card for this season. And we have Fishing Village. So this is 2 time, and when the time hits 8, will be the end of summer. So with this scoring card, we have the option to draw both houses or water. Now, we have to draw this shape unless we use a skill card. And the skills are just an expansion that come with like 12 or so cards that allow you to change up and manipulate some of the shapes. So for this, right away, I know we're scoring Shield Gate this time, so I'm gonna try to make this second largest cluster of village spaces even larger. So I sort of think maybe like this. Yeah. So we're gonna draw village spaces like this. And then what that's gonna do is make our second largest cluster of village spaces. So we have one that's 9 big. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 spaces. And this one is 8. So then we just jump that Shield Gate scoring card from 10 to 16. Okay, and that's the first explore card. So we'll flip another one here. And we have Forgotten Forest. So this is 1 time, and you have to draw forests, and then there's 2 separate shapes. So I sort of like the idea of drawing this smaller shape because we get a coin for that. And I want to make some more clusters in this beacon because we're going to score for Summit Splendor. There's really no limit on, it's as many clusters as you can really get in this dotted line. You'll score some points for. So, or I could work on getting this second beacon lit. I would sort of like to fill out this first beacon before I do that. So maybe, oh, I forgot about these two for the monsters. So nobody said anything about that. But we have minus, instead of -4, it would have been -6 because I drew that monster myself. So then we would just lose 2 more, and then our score for spring would have been 12. So yeah, so I'll fix that real quick, and then I'm gonna score or try to draw Forgotten Forest here. So I want to get these clusters in this beacon, but I don't want to connect them to this other forest space. So I think the best way maybe to draw this would just be like this. And then we now have 4 separate clusters of forest spaces getting 2 points per space for Summit Splendor. Alright, so we're at 3 of the 8 time. I'll flip another Explore card. And we have Farmland. So for Farmland, we have to draw farms. And we have those 2 options. So I think I like the smaller shape again because we will get a coin. Like we got that coin for drawing this forest shape. Now I can put this right here. And that will be another coin. And that will also be another 2 points for having another cluster in that lit beacon area, so this dotted line. Okay, looking at the time, we have 4 out of 8 for summer, so we keep flipping Explore cards until we get to that 8. And this is a temple or outpost ruins card, so we flip. This will apply to the next Explore card on our board, so we'll take both of these now. So we have Orchard, so we can draw trees or farms. And this has to go on a ruin space on the board. So that's what this ruin is about. We have to draw this on these temple spaces. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 left, or 5 and 6. So we have all of our temple spaces. I kind of like splitting, maybe. I kind of like getting rid of some of these monsters, getting a coin here. So we'll put this. We're going to do farms. And then we will get a coin for surrounding that mountain, like it shows down here. So just color that in, and we get another coin. And the coins are always good to help your score. So that was on a ruin space, and that put us at 2, 4, 6 time. So let's flip another Explore card here. And we have Riftlands. So this is a 0 time card. But we're able to draw any of these available terrains here. So we could just draw 1 house space here for 2 points. But that would make these 2 tied for Shield Gate. I think what I'm going to do is go like this. So we're just going to draw tree spaces right here in the corner. And the reason for that is we're going to score the Broken Road. So this is going to be 3 points for each diagonal line you can draw through this left and bottom edge of the map. So that right there was 3 points, and then 1 for tree tower for having surrounded all your forest spaces. And we have 2, 4, 6 time, so we still flip cards until we get to that 8. And we get another temple ruins. So this next explore card will apply to the temple ruins, and we get the Great River. So we have to draw this. It's got to be water spaces, and it has to go on a temple space. So neither of these two shapes will fit here. And I think I'm going to start working on this upper beacon. So I might just start trying to surround this beacon. So or maybe surrounding these monster spaces is more important. Not sure. I think I'm just going to draw this one like this. So we're doing that smaller shape. Oh, so this does have to be on the temple ruin. So we'll go right above here. I'll just do it like that. And then we'll get a coin for drawing that smaller shape. And we are still on time. We have 2, 4, 6, 7 time. I know this is probably getting hard to see. We'll flip another explore card, and this is going to be the last one. So this puts us at 8, and that's the end of the season. So we draw this shape, and then spring is done. Alright, so I'm looking at this Mage's Valley scoring card. This is relevant until the end of the game because we don't score A again until winter. So I would like to get some more water spaces next to these mountain spaces to get points. And if I do it like this, this will also be its own separate cluster of water spaces. So I think I like the idea of drawing like this. And we'll fill it with water. And then Mage's Valley is 2 points for each water space adjacent to a mountain. So we have 2, 4 there. And that's going to be the end of the season. So we're going to score B and C because we hit the 8 time there. So scoring B and C. First I would like to take the monster cards out if we got any, and we did not, so we'll add another monster to the explore deck. We'll shuffle this up. And we're going to score B and C, and then it's going to move on to the fall season. So the fall season gets a little shorter, so it's going to be 7 time instead of 8. Change the season here to fall, so we're going to score C and D, and it's only 7 time. So right now, scoring spring, we have the B scoring card is Shield Gate. This is the final time we will score Shield Gate, and then we have the Broken Road, so that is on C. So let's score Shield Gate real quick. This is going to be 2 reputation stars for each village space in the second largest cluster of village spaces. So we have 2 clusters. So we have these house spaces here and these house spaces here. So this one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And this one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So B getting 2 points per space in that second largest cluster, we're at 16. And then for C, the broken road. So it's each diagonal line you can draw through this corner of the map. So we have 3, 6, 9 points. And that's it. Because we have empty spaces here, 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 and here. So 3, 6, 9. So we put 9 for C. And then this beacon is not lit, so it just scores 0. Coins, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 coins. Monster spaces, so we surrounded this one. We should have -1, 2, 3 monster spaces. Okay, and then this red beacon is lit, so it's -6, and then 2 points for each cluster. So I'll bring this card down, and you can kind of see on the example they have the beacon lit. You're going to lose 6 points, and then gain 2 points per cluster. So you have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So we have 12. So this would score 6. They should give an example on these cards. But yeah, we have this beacon lit. We'll get -6, and then 1, 2, 3 clusters right there puts us at 0. So we score this one. So this is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Okay, and then adding that up, we have 19 plus 16. I'm going to use my calculator. All right, we have 19, or sorry, I can't read my own handwriting. 16 plus 6 plus Okay, so the total here is going to be 38. So we score 38 points for the spring season. And then we'll put these scoring cards back. And this season we're going to score C and D. So the broken road will be scored again. So I'd really like to fill in maybe around here to get more of these diagonal lines crossed for the 3 points. And then tree tower, you're going to get 1 point for each forest space surrounded on all sides. So we have right now 1, 2. These are not surrounded, so they don't score. But we can start flipping cards here. So we got Hamlet, and that's 1 time, and we're drawing houses. So for Hamlet, we don't score Shield Gate anymore. I would like to light this beacon. So to light the beacon, you just have to I have to go. Thanks for the stream. Yeah, no, thanks for sticking around. I was watching Penelope stream earlier. They did a great job. And yeah, I appreciate everyone for sticking around or stopping by. But yeah, everyone have a good day. Rebentus, yeah, I appreciate it, man. We're just playing some cartographers here. So we get a coin for drawing that smaller shape. And I'm trying to think, we gotta surround this beacon here to light it and score it, but as of right now we still only have, this is 1 cluster, this is 2, and this is 3, so we're still at that -6. So if we do light this beacon, it would be a net positive 2 points, I guess. So that's still pretty good. Let's see what we get next. And we might start using some of these skill cards. Honestly, I always forget about these skill cards, and there's really only a couple that I do like, so I don't always use them. So we have Homestead, and again, we're not scoring this shield gate anymore, so we're only scoring C, D, and then DA. So kind of want to think about maybe drawing some farms. Now we could just draw a farm here like this and maybe light that beacon, or maybe get rid of some of these monsters. I think I'm just gonna light this beacon for a positive 2, and then +1 on Mage's Valley, so 1 point for the farm space adjacent to that mountain space. Okay, we're flipping the next one now. Looking at the time, we have 2, 4, and 5 of the 7 time for fall. So let's draw this hinterland stream. Now, where do I want to put this? One question I would have, if anyone knows, for sleight of hand skill card, it says during the draw phase, draw 3x1 shape instead of one of the available shapes. So this shape, but can we flip it and maybe draw it like this? I'm not really 100% sure how these skill cards work. Because I would probably use that here to fill in some of these spots for the broken road. I think I got an idea here. We're just going to draw farms like this for now. And then when I score this, I just need to remember that this is 1 cluster. So just because it leaves the dotted line and then goes back in, doesn't mean that they're 2 separate clusters. Okay, so that's 5 out of the 7. So we'll flip another scorecard, and that's going to put us at 7 times. So this is the final scoring card for fall. And we have the Treetop Village. So I think I am going to use a skill card here. And what we're actually going to use is the free skill card. So this moves silently. Costs no coins, and it says during the draw phase, draw the chosen shape so that it overhangs the edge of the map. Do not draw any portions that overhang. So we're gonna draw like this. Here, I'll give an example. So it says don't draw the portions that overhang. So this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? And then we're not going to draw that portion of the shape. And I'm just going to write down that we use that skill card. And that's going to be the end of fall. So we're at the 2, 4, 6, 7 time. We will add another monster to the deck. shuffle the deck. Wow, that was a lot of people from Penelope stream. 50 some viewers. I don't think I've ever had more than 1 or 2 viewers. When I know her stream was mostly French, but it was great they had some people in there that could at least translate what was going on for me. I thought that was awesome. So yeah, I just wanted to say that. And yeah, the game that they were playing, it looks really cool. I'm gonna have to look into it later on. It looks like a really heavy worker placement game. So I like worker placement games. And I appreciate the raid. So we shuffled the deck, we added the monster. We need to score for fall season. And fall season says you score C and D, so these two. So I'll pull this down. So this is C. We'll do this first. So for C, it's going to be again those diagonal lines you can draw through the bottom left corner. So we're doing 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 18 for C. And then we will score Tree Tower, which is D. So this is 1 reputation star for each forest space surrounded on all 4 sides or by the edge of the map. So we have some forest spaces that are surrounded. So it's going to be 1 point per. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're getting 5 points for D. And we lit this other beacon. I did forget to color that in orange to show that it's kind of lit. And yeah, so this is lit, so we'll lose 6 points for having the lit beacon. And we have 2, 4, 6. So now we're at 0, counting these 3 clusters. So 1, 2, 3 clusters, so we get 0, and then we're up to 2, 4 points. So we put 4 points, and then this is the better beacon right now. So we're gonna get again -6, and then we have cover these 3, so 2, 4, 6 making 0, and then we'll go like 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So 10 points. And then monsters, again, we have -1, 2. And then coins, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so we have 25, and 7 is 32 for this. So right now we have 12 points for the summer, 38 for spring, 32 for fall, and then we're going to do winter next. So winter is the final season of the game. And we score the D and A skill cards. It's also the shortest season, so it's only 6 times long. So we're scoring D and A. And we'll start flipping. So let's see what we get. So we have Hamlet. Now we're not scoring houses anymore, so what my thought process is here, maybe we just try to get another cluster here. So this would be 2 points, so maybe we just get a coin like this. And we'll fill in that coin. And then we're going to get Ratman Strike. So the way these monsters work in solo, if anyone's unsure, you're going to start in the bottom corner that's colored in on this spot here. So we start in this corner here on the map. and then you're going to work in the direction that the arrow shows. So this is a clockwise direction. So we're going to go like this until we can legally draw that shape without spinning it. So we're going to go like this, and then up, and then this right here is going to be the first legal spot that we can draw it. So we're going to draw that right there. And that is actually helping us, because look at that, we get another cluster in the dotted lines of monster spaces, so that's another 2 points. So the monsters can be helpful. Okay, and we have 1, okay, 3, so we're halfway through fall or winter. We get fishing village. So water is another terrain that we're still going to score for A. So I would like to try to maximize those points if I can. And I think maybe we use sleight of hand here. Well, we don't have to spend a coin to still get points for sleight of hand, right? So so it's going to be 2 points either way, whether we put it adjacent to a mountain or in this cluster. So we're halfway through the winter. I'll just put it like this. Oh, so I forgot to flip screens there. So what I was saying is we still score the Mage's Valley card, so it's 2 points for each water space adjacent to a mountain. So we're just going to put this adjacent to the mountain. I was thinking about putting it up here to get rid of some of these monster spaces, but then it would just be one cluster again. So and I apologize if the camera is shaking. Haven't been able to figure out what's causing that. I don't know if it's my table. I think it is my table. So yeah, we have 3 time here out of the 6. So we'll flip. Okay, that's gonna put us at 5. So nearing the end of the season here, and we get marshlands cards. So let's see where we can fit this in. Now, what I'm going to do with this is just draw this water space like this so we can really max out that Mage's Valley scoring card, because we're going to get 2 points for each water space adjacent to a mountain. So we're going to just make this water here. And we almost surrounded that mountain, so we're close to getting a coin here and here. Now that is 5. So this could be the final card of the game, but it's not, because we have another goblin attack. So we're getting attacked by a lot of monsters here. We have this is the corner we will start in, so down here, and then we're going to work counterclockwise up the board, so until we can draw those 3 separate clusters of goblin spaces. So none of these until we get to right here. So yeah, again, you can't flip or rotate. I need to go. Thank you for the stream. Have a nice day. Yeah, no, thank you. Everyone that came from Penelope stream, I appreciate it a lot. This is a huge help for me. It's nice to see other people's streams and like-minded people who like the board games. So I appreciate everyone that stopped by. So we have this monster space. I really thought this was going to be the final card for winter. And we still don't have a final card because we get the Stone Spine Mountains. Now, I'm going to be honest, I forgot that was in there. But we could put this right here. So this is a free card from the expansion. And it allows you to put mountain spaces on your map. So we're going to put a mountain space right here because it's going to be its own cluster. So it's 2 points. And then if we surround it, it will also be another free coin. So I'm just going to draw my best mountain there. And then we'll fill that in to show that we get a coin. And then we'll just color it brown so we know it's a mountain space. Might be hard to see, but there you go. So we'll flip another card, and it's still not the end of the season, so this is amazing here. 3 cards in a row with no time on them, and we get Rift Lands. So we're getting kind of lucky, because what we could do with that is put maybe a forest space here. And then we will get that coin. And this might be the final card. Oh my. Still not the final card. Okay, so we have, this is the final card, and it's going to apply to this Temple Ruins card. So let me bring this down. And we have Orchard. So we'll look at the temples we have left. So we have this one temple here. Now we can make that shape. We can draw that shape. So I think we have to draw that shape actually. So it might just be best putting trees like this. And that's going to give us at least 1 point there for having a fully surrounded forest space. So now this is going to be the end of the game. So we're going to score D and A. As you can see, there's only 6 time in winter. So let's just make sure this is right. Look at all these cards. So we have, right. So we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6, 7. So a lot of cards for winter. We got kind of lucky there. Now we're going to score up this D and A. So I'll pull those down one at a time. We'll start with Tree Tower. So Tree Tower is going to be 1 point for each forest space surrounded on all 4 sides or by the edge of the map. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 points for D. Okay, then we'll do A. So we have Mage's Valley. This is 2 points for each water space adjacent to a mountain, and 1 point for each farm space adjacent to a mountain. So go around. Now these beacons do count as mountains, and these mountains that I drew also count as mountains. So we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. And then any farms, we have 15, 16. I think that's right. So 16 points for A. And then we have coins here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 coins. And we only ended up using 1 skill card, so not bad. And then the monsters, we have -1, -1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So -6. And then the last thing we need to score are the beacons. So this beacon here, let me pull this down so we can kind of see it. It's going to be -6 points for each lit beacon. And then for each cluster that is inside the dotted lines is going to be 2 points. So we have a lit beacon here, so -6. And then this monster would count as a cluster. This mountain would count as a cluster. And this forest would count as a cluster. So if we just put ourselves at 0 right there and cover those up. We can count 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 points. And then we'll move on to this beacon, and we have this other lit beacon is going to be -6. So again, we just need to get rid of 3 clusters to go to a even 0. Just kind of cover these up. So then if we just do this, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 10 points, because it's 2 points per cluster. So then we have a total of, I'm going to need my calculator for this one. So we got 20, 32 plus 16. Isn't that just 48? Yeah, so we have 48 total. Or wait, no. That's wrong. Hold on a second. So we have 20, 32. Yeah, plus 16. So we have 48. All right. So then we're going to add up all of the seasons. And that will be our total score, but we still have to subtract for this little star in the bottom of each of the scoring cards to get our real score. So we'll see how we did. And we get, let's see, this is 80 right here. And this is 50, so 80 and 50 is 130. So if we have 130 minus all of this, which is, oh, I need to add this up to 20, 40, 60, 6. Okay, minus 95. So the total here is 95, and you subtract the 130 we got from that. So the 130 minus 95 is 35. So overall, that was a pretty good game. That would qualify for like legendary cartographer, I think, what it says in the rule book. But yeah, that was a great game. And I don't think I have time today for a second game. Usually I do play 2, but we started a little later today, so I think that's actually going to be it. Again, I want to say thanks to Penelope for the raid, and anyone that is here or still here from the raid. And yeah, everyone have a good day. And that's Cartographers. So that was Map Pack 5, Kethra's Step. So yeah. Alright, everyone have a good day.